I thought you normally sit this side.
Thank you.
Yes.
The temperatures there are too high. Mr. Speaker,
Go ahead.
I rise to defend the Deputy President Rigathi Gachagua against what I am calling mob justice, a process that has not given him the right of reply, a process that has gone on, presented some fact charts to the villages, and disseminated information to the members of public without giving him the opportunity to defend himself.
Hold your horses, Wamuchomba. I was consulting with KJ. I didn't hear what you said. Can you repeat? Can you repeat what you said?
I can't hear you, Mr. Speaker.
Repeat what you said. I didn't hear. I was consulting with Honorable Member for Dagoretti.
I have said I rise to defend the Deputy President, the Honorable Rigathi Gachagua, against a process that I feel, personally as my opinion, it is mob justice against the Deputy President because he has not been given the right of reply before we went for public participation. That is what I've said.
Honorable Wamuchomba.
According to the standing order here.
Honorable Wamuchomba, that is neither factual nor legal because the Deputy President is appearing before this House at 5. So be factual.
Mr. Speaker,
yes.
Please allow me to execute my point, then you can guide. Procedurally, Mr. Speaker, the fact sheets that were distributed in our constituencies had allegations that were read out to members of public as facts. So to me, the fact sheets that were distributed in our constituencies were fact sheets that were communicating facts. But from where I come from, Mr. Speaker, what was typed in those papers was not factual and needed to be interrogated. And I'm glad that the Deputy President is appearing in an hour's time here to come and clear the air. Mr. Speaker, before I defend and I give my submission, I request you to allow me to refer to the standing order number 91 on responsibility for statement of facts. A member shall be responsible for accuracy and facts for whatever allegations that comes and disseminates from this House. Mr. Speaker, this morning we were watching video clips on our television in this House. Those video clips that were played in this House were reported speeches that were reported from various media houses in this country. Mr. Speaker, according to the Kenyan Constitution and the Data Protection Act, it is our duty to clarify information before we disseminate and use it for a quasi-judicial process like we are handling today. Mr. Speaker, I would want your guidance whether those media clips that were used this morning in the floor of this House by the mover of this motion, whether those media clips were qualified to be used in this process of impeachment. Mr. Speaker, my other issue is, I will be glad that the mover of this motion clarifies that the allegation around the corruption issues on procurement matters have been taken through the right areas of Auditor General so that we can have fact to discuss this afternoon. Otherwise, according to me, the allegations that have been tabled by the mover of these motions are mere mudslinging, they are hearsay, they are gossips, and they must stop. And Mr. Deputy President must continue working for this country with all the energy, with all the labor, and with all the love that he has had. And those that feel that Mr. Deputy President has been biased into Mount Kenya politics, please forgive us, but we must tell you, everybody has their home. The Deputy President comes from Mount Kenya, and every good thing starts from Jerusalem. Even Jesus had to start his good work from Jerusalem. We are the Jerusalem. We shall continue allowing the Deputy President to do the work he's been doing in Mount Kenya, even as he tries and attempts to work in other parts of this country. I have personally escorted the Deputy President in other areas outside Mount Kenya. I know Mr. Deputy President has tried. It is barely 2 years before Mr. Deputy President continues with his work. Please allow him space to work. 2 years are not sufficient. Even for the members in this house know very well, they have also not been able to do what they promised their voters during campaigns. We are all elected members here, and we know we made pledges, and 2 years are not sufficient for anybody to use that as a basis to judge anybody on the performance. I support that the Deputy President be given the opportunity to serve this country, and those that are attacking the Deputy President for working on behalf of the Mount Kenya region, they must also accept that everybody has a village where they come from, everybody has a home where they come from, and every good thing starts from Jerusalem, just like Jesus Christ did. Asanteni sana, and I refuse. The Deputy President is going nowhere. He's going to stay here to serve us. To serve us as we gave him votes. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Speaker. Thank you, Honorable Speaker, for giving me this opportunity to contribute to this very important motion. Mr. Speaker, an English saying goes that a wolf, a sheep, lives its entire life afraid of the wolf, only to be slaughtered and eaten by the shepherd. To the people of Mount Kenya, you know we are farmers. You know we have tea, we have coffee, we have milk, and that is the food crops that we rely on. Mr. Speaker, I happen to be elected as a director of KTDA, where we hold small-scale tea farmers and where we do business for the farmers. Mr. Speaker, we have had a problem, a huge problem, of monies being diverted to the said hotel in Kilifi. Last year, the money that was supposed to be going to distribute fertilizer, 53 million shillings, Mr. Speaker, was diverted to go to personal use at a hotel. Mr. Speaker, as we speak here, as we stand here, the people of Mount Kenya have been burning their tea bushes and factories because we have a glut in Mombasa that has been occasioned by the influence of the Deputy Speaker who was given, Deputy President who was charged with the responsibility of making sure that those people who voted the government in benefit and reap from their hard work and their sweat. Mr. Speaker, they will not see the hard-earned money that was supposed to go to their pockets because the Deputy President of the Republic of Kenya, after being charged with the responsibility of making sure that we have guaranteed minimum returns for those farmers, he continued to go and give guaranteed minimum returns to himself and to his family, to his children, to his spouse, and to his colleagues that we have seen they share companies with. Mr. Speaker, as we stand here, we have lost our milk industry. We have lost our coffee industry. You have seen that we have cooperatives where farmers are now stuck with their coffee. Because, again, the person who was charged with the responsibility of making sure that the sheep is safe is the one who went, took a knife, and ate the same sheep. Mr. Speaker, I know there might be some tension and people from the mountain feeling like everybody has been talking about the mountain, but even the mountain people are suffering, even us, because there's someone who just hides under the pretext that he's an honest man, he's a truthful man, but he's a truthful liar, Mr. Speaker. Therefore, I want to say this: the seat of the presidency is a symbol of unity in this country. And when the deputy president stands and accuses the NIS, like he did in Mombasa, we live in a community, and even the people who are in the intelligence sector live in a community. There is a community, a world community of intelligence. When you disparage such an office, such a high office that is supposed to make sure that you protect and give us protection in this country, Mr. Speaker, that to me is gross misconduct and it is impeachable. Mr. Speaker, when you go to State House, and you say that you have put traps for some people not to access State House, yet they are members of this republic, yet they are people that we respect like Raila Odinga, Honorable Raila Odinga. Mr. Speaker, we say that we cannot continue like that because we had lived a very good life before this campaign started from 2022 when people said that we are going to vote not anymore along the tribal lines. But we have seen that we have someone who has been given position of power and he has decided to use it for his own personal aggrandizement. Mr. Speaker, the people who are watching the interview yesterday, they sat and asked, how is it that the people who are of age and people who've been doing business have not been able to access 600 million shillings in a bank? How many business people here have accessed 600 million shillings and what is their collateral? Mr. Speaker, you have had the deputy president lying in front of the television, saying that he has gotten this wealth from his brother, yet we know his brother has his heirs who are his sons and his widow, and those people are crying in Nyeri. The same way, people who are my members of parliament, my constituents like Uhuru Muigai Kenyatta, is crying. His goats were eaten the other day in Roiro, and he's the one who sanctioned the eating of his goats. In fact, he then comes and lies to us that he has apologized to the president, to the former president, who is not in the country.
Your time is up. Ken Chonga. Ken Chonga.
Asante mstahiki Spika kwa kunipatia nafasi hii nichangie mswada huu ambao uko mbele ya bunge. Mstahiki Spika, mimi sijaokoka na nimesikia wenzangu kila wakichangia hapa wanataja sehemu fulani za Biblia ambazo kwamba zinaambatana na matamshi ambayo wanataka huko yazungumza, lakini kwa kwamba kweli kuna mbinguni na kuna ahera, nafikiria Rigathi Gachagua atakuwa kuni za kuchoma ambao watachomwa. Na kisa na sababu mstahiki Spika ni uongo ambao kwamba Deputy President ameujaza katika matamshi yake. Jana jioni nilichukua muda wangu mstahiki Spika kumsikiza hoja ile ambayo kwamba alikuwa anaizungumzia. Ninashukuru kunipa nafasi hii kwa sababu mmoja kati ambaye aliguswa pale ni mimi. Mimi nikiwa mbunge wa Kilifi South ama Kilifi Kusini, ile hoteli ya Gachagua pale mahali imejengwa iko eneo bunge langu mimi. Na yale aliyozungumza bwana deputy governor jana ulikuwa ni uongo mtupu. Sorry, deputy president. Kitu cha kwanza mstahiki Speaker, wakati King Charles III alipokuja ndio aende atembelee kule chini Kuruwitu, alikuwa amekuja kwa mwaliko wa Kuruwitu Conservancy CBO. Na wakati alipofika kwa Kuruwitu Conservancy CBO, mkutano ule haukuchukua zaidi ya dakika 30, akaenda Vipingo Ridge. Ile barabara ambayo kwamba aliomba kwamba itengenezwe kwa sababu angetaka kuhifadhi Vipingo Kuruwitu Conservancy, ile barabara haipitiki. Lakini Deputy President akaona amepata nafasi nzuri sana. Ile barabara baada ya kwamba iende kwa Kuruwitu Conservancy, akachukua ile barabara akaijenga, akiipeleka kwake hotelini, imeshia pale kwa hoteli yake. Na ninaongea kwa sababu mimi pia nimejenga hapo. Bwana Deputy President alisema kwamba watu waliomba hiyo barabara ijengwe, kulikuwa na public participation. Ni kweli kabisa tuliomba ya kwamba barabara ile ijengwe, lakini hii kwamba ni uhusiano wake yeye na wenyeji wa Kuruwitu, kwamba ni uhusiano ambao ni mzuri, wanaelewana, na kwamba hata mbunge eneo hilo anajua. Mimi nasema ashindwe katika jina la Yesu. Siyajui hayo. Sikuhusishwa kuhusu barabara ambayo alimepeleka kwa hoteli yake. Tatu, bwana Speaker, Mheshimiwa Speaker, Deputy President alisema ya kwamba barabara ile inafaidi watu wengi sana ambao kwamba wanaishi maeneo yale. akataja kwamba kuna vipingo, Shariani Secondary School. Mimi ninajua mahali Shariani Secondary School ipo, wala haifaidiki na ile barabara. Akataja kuhusu Shariani Primary School. Shariani Primary School ukitaka kuaccess unaipata kwa hiyo